Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Mary and today I'm going to trellis, or to be more precise, re-trellis this Hoya, which is a Hoya hainanensis. So as you can see here, the trellising that I have done previously, it's not the best, but it is one of my fastest growers. So I got this Hoya around 8 months ago, and I will post a photo of how it was when I first got it. It was actually very small, a few cuttings, but I would not expect for any reason to grow that fast. I have already trellised once before. This will be the second time trellising, technically the third time trellising, because although I got it in June, and during winter usually the Hoyas tend to slow down on their growth, this one hasn't really slowed down. So let's start first of all untangling this whole mess, and then we will move with the trellising. First of all, let me tell you a few things about this one. So Hoya hainanensis, many people confuse or put it in the same category as Hoya crassipetiolata. They consider them as, say, same Hoya. Although from what I have read, they are not exactly the same, they are quite similar. The difference between Hoya hainanensis and Hoya crassipetiolata is on the leaves, and purely on the leaves. So Hoya hainanensis has a bit smaller leaves, thinner leaves, and also the petiola, or I'm not sure how it's called, but this part of the leaf, so the part connecting, let me show you from here, the part connecting the leaf and the stem, so this small part, is supposed to be a bit smaller in hainanensis. When I first got this one, I thought they were the same. In my tag actually, which I have here, it's hainanensis and in parenthesis crassipetiolata, but indeed they are not the same Hoya. I'm not sure if they have been reclassified together recently, but from what I've seen, they are still different species. A good way to look about this is in World of Plants Online. This is my go-to source. It is quite updated. It has all the latest publications as well. So this is a good starting point if you want to research any of the Hoyas that you have or you want to have. So for this one, first of all, as you can see here, I have made the trellis with, okay, technically two trellises combined in one. It's not working very well, as you can see here. And because it is getting much longer, let me put this in the spotlight and remove myself from it. So because it's growing much faster compared to what I would expect, I will have to re-trellis now again. So all of the stems are producing significant growth, and they're getting very long, as you can see here. And I'm getting new leaves all the time. It's one of the Hoyas that I do not have in pon, I don't have in semi-hydro. This one I got in sphagnumos, if I'm not mistaken, when I first got it, and I removed to a chunky mix. And it grows very well for me so far, so I'm not really complaining, and for sure I'm not changing anything, because you know, if something is working, you just do not change. So I prefer to keep it as is. When I first got it, I didn't really like it that much. I thought that the leaves were nothing significant, but now I see the new leaves, if you can see here. I love the veination, and even the behind, like they have this dark red here. It's not sun stressed. I keep this one in natural light, but I tend to like it more and more. And instead of chopping it down, I decided to just re-trellis and see how it goes. All Hoyas grow significantly more during springtime, so hopefully this one will grow even bigger. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with such a big plant eventually, but okay, remains to be seen. So this is one of the Hoyas that need trellising. First of all, how do I trellis my Hoyas? Normally I just take the usual metallic trellises that you can find online everywhere, Amazon or anywhere you look, and I do add some jute twine here around. I do this not only for aesthetic reasons, but also because I quite like the more natural feeling, and I believe it's better for any plant, especially the ones that love to, you know, like trellis, like Hoyas. I think it's better for them to trellis in a more natural material compared to just plain metal. So this trellis, or this kind of trellis, is some of the tallest I had so far. And this is why I decided to improvise this time. So what I did is I found this one in my local nursery, which is just plain metal, 1.2 meters, I think this one is. And if you do this, immediately you get a trellis. So again, because I did not like this, how it looks, I mean, okay, at least it's green, it's not black. So that's a plus, but I still made this. So it's exactly the same, I just used the jute twine, as you can see here. And I'm going to use my hot glue gun. Let me just open it up to just glue the ends here of the string, and it's ready. My hot glue gun is getting hotter, so I will be able to continue with that. But before that, let me tell you a few things about the Hoyas that need or need not to be trellised. In general, and as a rule of thumb, the Hoyas that have thinner and smaller leaves, like Lacunosa, Acroniana, even Wyetii, Loheri, Bella, all these do not need to be trellised. And as a matter of fact, they prefer to be hanging rather than be on a trellis. Now, Hoyas that have thicker leaves, bigger leaves, and thicker stems is better to be trellised. Hoyas in general are epiphytic plants, so they tend to go up towards, you know, the sun or the light that you provide. In that sense, it is always much better to use a trellis. I tried to have a trellis since I first repot a plant. This way it's much easier for me to not, you know, like uproot or whatever. But even when I don't do this, or even when I re-trellis, like in this instance, I don't really care about the roots. Many people might be afraid that, you know, if I push the trellis down, I might, I don't know, hurt the roots or whatever. It's okay, it's fine. Nothing is happening. Hoyas are quite sturdy plants. So I'm just using my hot glue gun to just secure the end of the rope here. And actually this also provides some insulation, like it's a bit of waterproof, so I will not be having any mold around it. I got actually some bamboo, the very thin bamboo that you make the baskets with. I'm not sure what is the exact name. And I was doing some trellises with this one, but it started rotting, especially on the ones that I was using in semi-hydro. So I'm like, no, this is not working. But so far with the Hoyas that I use this kind of trellis, like the metallic with the jute twine, it's fine, I don't have any issues. So I continue this method, and so far so good. Okay, I think we're good. Let me close this down. And I'm just cutting the ends here. By the way, I have to warn you everyone, I am not good with trellising, as you saw from the previous plant. Like, trellising is not my strong... Okay. All right, so I'm gonna put this in as much as I can, and it goes, see, it went all in. To be honest, okay, for this one I have already pre-calculated the height of the pot, so I didn't have to do much. I just started using the twine at a certain height upwards. So, a few things about trellising. First of all, when you trellis a Hoya, you always want the end of the tendrils or the stems to look up. You never, let me in the meantime start trellising because I'm not sure how long this might take. So you never want them for this to start going down. So even if this was long enough, I would never put it like that. So the end always needs to go up, because this is, as I said, Hoyas are epiphytic plants. They tend to go up naturally. And if you point this down, there's a high chance that the end will dry out. So this is a good rule to follow always. Whenever you are trellising, make sure that you trellis with the end looking upwards. If it's not really tamed, and it is like that, for example, you see that this thing goes a bit crazy, I just let it be. Once it grows enough so it can either do a full circle, or I can at least put it somewhere here in the middle, let's say, for example here, and then like that. Still it's too young though, so it only has this, and then just let it go up. I do something like that. This way I also get a full layer trellis in the middle. Another very important thing that you always need to note when you're trellising a Hoya is that you need to trellis it counterclockwise. So I take this, I do not do it like that, which is the clockwise move. I always do it counterclockwise. This is very important, because if you do it towards the other direction, there's a high chance again that the plant will dry out, and we do not want that. So how do you trellis the Hoya? I usually use either orchid clips. I actually have bought these ones, which are super cute. These are dragonfly clips, and I love this. Or you can use Velcro, plant Velcro. This is quite useful because it doesn't suffocate the plant. Or you can even use just, the standard tie, like this one that I removed from the trellis previously. For me, the best are the orchid clips. They are working quite nicely. They do not push the plant too much, so the stem is not being suffocating, let's say. And I quite like them in general. I mean, even, I love dragonflies, so it's nice to have them on my plants, even fake ones. Another thing that you need to focus on when you are trellising is, you see, I'm doing this counterclockwise. I do not trellis clockwise. So another thing that you need to focus on when you are trellising your Hoya is that the leaves should be looking upwards. Even if you don't do this 100%, it's fine, because the leaves naturally will try to bend towards the sun, but it does look nicer, let's say, if you have since the beginning facing upwards. This one, for example, I will not be able to make it, but what I'm gonna do, as I said before, so this one, if I leave it like that, it will start going down, so this will be very untamed. There's a high chance that this will dry out. In order to avoid this, I'm gonna put this and secure it on this side. You see? So now here, I started having already in the middle of the trellis some leaves. And let's try this one. always leave the soft stems, the end of the leaves, without tying them down. If you do this, again, there's a chance that the plant might dry out, the stem might dry out at the very end. Also, something that I have noticed, have I doing this? Oh, see, I did it the other way around. Ah, yeah. All right, so something else that I have been noticing is that sometimes when you do have a tendril pointing downwards, what you will eventually get is this tendril to dry out, yes, but you will start having growth from the last node where the Hoya was facing up. And this is quite interesting because, okay, the stem will not dry out completely, but this is a good way if you want to sort of manipulate the plant in a sense. So you see here, I'm not putting it too far up, I'm just letting this be. It's around, I don't know, maybe 15 centimeters. I will let it be, and I have just clipped it here. And this one, I'm going to do the same on that side. All right, how many more? One last. Oh, that's good. Okay, maybe this side, I'm not sure. No, this side is better. So again, counterclockwise like that, and try to secure a bit higher, maybe here. And there it is, new trellis. Well, it's for sure better compared to what it was. I quite like it. You see all these ends, I have let them do their thing, and once they grow enough, I will either make a full circle, as I did to a few of them, or I will just put somewhere in the middle so I can get a fuller trellis. So the goal is to just have everything full eventually. This is the first point. Second is that you always do counterclockwise. So remember, always counterclockwise, elsewhere it will dry out. And the last thing is that, oh, by the way, if you have tendrils, so this is another thing, if you have tendrils with no leaves, just clip them. Do not cut them if they're not dry. If they're not dry, that means that most probably they are active, and once they are able to hold on to something, they will eventually start pushing out new leaves. So this is what I always do, and I always get new growth. Like even here you can see, I'm not sure if you can see, but here I have some new leaves growing. In general, this is a good rule not to break. You don't want to cut the growth of your plant. The goal is to grow them, not, you know, cut it back. So this is another thing. And the last one, always leave the soft stems a bit free. Do not try to strangle them, and the clips or the velcro that you are using, make sure that it's a bit relaxed. It's not very tight with the trellis because you don't want to suffocate the plant. I think that's it so far, guys. I'm not really thrilled about my trellising capabilities, but it's okay. It's better compared to how it used to be. So yeah. Alright, so that's it for today. I hope you liked what you saw. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you all. Have a good day.